They must embrace a new immigration restrictions in order to have the credibility with voters to fight the far more expansive plans of the Trump administration is bullshit. You do not have to concede on the issue of immigration. You do not have to take a reactionary stance on the issue of immigration. Just have a backbone. Have a moral backbone. But there was one last thing that I wanted to briefly touch on as well, and I'll be talking about all this stuff. I'll be talking about all this stuff on the road there. I'll be like covering the news while we're driving up there. But the thing that I wanted to briefly touch on, other than Superman Super Woke, Ben Shapiro is pissed off, was this thing. Okay? Yet another I told you so moment coming to you live, okay, from New York City, Manhattan, New York. How many times, how many days have I spent over the last 10 years, and especially so in this last election cycle, if you don't want to go back that far, how many times have I said that this right here was an inevitability, okay? New Gallup poll just came out. Trump's approval on immigration is at 35% approval, 62% disapproval. Record high approval of immigration, 79% approve of immigration, 17% disapprove of immigration overall. 78% of people support a pathway to citizenship +8 from 2024. But remember, it's +8 from 2024, which means 70% of people supported a pathway to citizenship, as opposed to in 2024, 38% support mass deportation, and that was at 47% in 2024. This issue has always been, it has been a real disservice, the way that people have covered the issue of immigration in the media, the way that politicians talk about immigration as well. It's always one-sided. They only talk about mass deportation. They never talk about the fact that Americans are broadly pro-immigration. This is a nation of immigrants, and America is one of the most pro-immigration countries on the planet in the developed world, okay? And in the absence of any sort of counter message, in the absence of any sort of counter narrative, of course Americans think, oh, well, I guess mass deportation is the only way, all right? It's so stupid, and it's so anger-inducing, especially because there are people out there who know the truth. I have been saying this for years, dude. For years. I said this throughout the entire Biden administration. Yeah. I said this everywhere. I talked to I talked with Dan Le Batard on this as well. Like, look at this. From August 7th, a year ago, during the election, during the election cycle, okay? I have been preaching this non-stop. I said it to Rokana directly to his face. Yeah, you can start prepping the bag now. I bet Josh is watching all of this instead of doing actual IT work. What does the younger generation come to? All the brain rot? What are you talking about? 30% want to decrease in immigration, which is minus 25 from 2024. Okay, city, you got to go there. Very your shit.
Welcome to Zoran Mamdani's New York. I tried to put in Times Square into my Google Maps, and look where it took me. Wow.
Yeah, they brought the Kaaba. The Kaaba is in New York now. It's true. New York City, the Mecca of America. New York City, the Medina of America. It's true. Times Square is now Mecca Square, but anything can happen in New York. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, here I'll switch it over to the laptop camera. No, it's fine. No, you can take it out. Hold on one second. Wait. Okay, you're good. You're good to take it out now. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, don't need to drop a 5,000 on pilgrimage now. Yeah. I know a lot of HOTS. I found a few people who are actually against immigration. No, my point is, and Prem also mentions this as well. Look, Prem Tucker also mentions this here. He says it's almost like Americans were never inevitably anti-immigration, and Democrats never had to just put their hands up and meekly chase Republicans and lose and affirm all their anti-immigrant positions that helped us get here at all. I've been saying this for literally years and years and years and years. And I especially kept repeating it over and over again this past election cycle, this past year. And yes, I heard Steiny interviewed Netanyahu. I wasn't able to talk to him about it yet, but I'll have a conversation with him as well. But 5 days ago, the New York Times pushed an essentially baseless angle that Dems have an immigration brand crisis because of the 2020 primary. In it, Neera Tanden, who's supposed to be woke, by the way, Center for American Progress. In it, Neera argued a baseless rule that Dems have to embrace hardline restrictionism in order to establish credibility to pursue the majority opinion. That's not the case. That's never been the case. Okay? That's never been the fucking case. They must embrace a new immigration restrictions in order to have the credibility with voters to fight the far more expansive plans of the Trump administration is bullshit. You do not have to concede on the issue of immigration. You do not have to take a reactionary stance on the issue of immigration. Just have a backbone. Have a moral backbone. It is so strange that they still keep up this lie. It is very frustrating that they still maintain this lie. The established credibility bit was the same justification Chris Murphy kept giving all throughout 2024 for what he saw as some genius triangulation to try and out-tough Trump on border policy. It didn't help Dems one iota heading into the election. It only raised the salience. You did not have to concede on any issue. You are the Democratic Party. You don't have to concede on any issue at all ideologically to the Republican Party. You should have a real interest. You should have a real interest in defending some of these principles. And if you do, you can change the discourse. But in order for you to be able to successfully change the discourse, in order for you to successfully change people's minds, you have to engage in real advocacy. But because the Democrats stand for nothing other than marginally making everyone's lives worse and following the Republicans, you arrive at this inevitable failure where the Republicans get to dominate the field and dominate discourse in this incredibly reactionary fashion on an issue that is actually a lot less popular, especially when put to action. Okay? It makes me so mad when I see this. It makes me so mad that no one ever listens to me. But it makes me especially angry when I see like all of these things that I've been yelling about becoming reality. I said Americans consistently don't know what they're voting for until they see it unfold, and then they hate it. But by then, it's too late. I want a real leftist leader who won't get bogged down by institutional hurdles and will push for conditional amnesty next time they're in office. The idea that we need a strong Republican Party is stupid. If you're a Democrat, you should never say that. And yet, so many Democrats have said that. Okay? Meanwhile, you have the goddamn ogre at a time of like unprecedented, or not unprecedented, actually, precedented unpopularity for Trump's anti-immigrant agenda. Here is the ogre saying, ICE performs an important job for our country. Any calls to abolish ICE are 100% inappropriate and outrageous. Dude, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut your bitch ass up, dude. You, okay? You. Hey, what's good? Oh, damn, you guys just snuck up here, huh? Anyway, can his wife get deported law? Potentially. Potentially his wife could get deported. You want to know why? Because she was an undocumented migrant. It's true. All right, here. Noah and Brandon are here, chat. While we get ready, here, you talk to them for a second while I go pee.
Yeah. I'll babysit.
Hold on. Let me grab this.
Should I slide to your live? What's up?
What? Yeah, you can slide it, yeah.
What's up? Oh, it's about John Fetterman. ICE performs an important job for our country. Any calls to abolish ICE are... actually, I think that makes a lot of sense that a caveman would want to be against ICE. Or actually should be against ICE.
He didn't workshop that on the way here, by the way.
That's just my thought.
I've been recording this series with Felix on Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And in the first game, Felix was like, the genome soldiers you're up against, they pretty much suck. Like, they just want to sort of kill everybody and every animal they meet, and they grunt and don't know what's going on. And it just occurred to me, I'm like, they're kind of like an army of Fettermans. You know? They're maybe physically intimidating, but they just go, whoa, whenever something happens.
Kojima's prescience is really, people think about it in terms of like, wow, he like understood the internet, and he understood like how, you know, information pathways would like change world culture and all that. But really, he also actually anticipated the John Fetterman.
But it was also easy to program the Fetterman soldiers because you just had to develop them to do a figure eight, pathway.